Hi everyone, welcome to the Poko Moonshine family. I'm Anna and I'm here to talk about something very important. So it is weight loss medication. So I wanted to give you guys my perspective on all the weight loss medications out there, and coming from someone who was taking weight loss medications. I started them before carnivore, but I also took them a little bit into my carnivore journey. I regret it, and this video is why. And it's also for people who are on the fence. It's for people who aren't fully sure if they want to do weight loss medication or feel like it's the last option that they have. Because when I had started to take it, I literally thought it was the last option that I had. And when I went to get them and I talked to my doctor about them, she didn't explain the fact that it might hurt my heart long term. And I think that's not right. It's not right to not inform your patients of what could potentially happen and just throwing a drug at it. You know, a drug at it, which is only going to serve as a blanket to the problem. The problem was with the food I was eating. The problem was me not accepting that this is the problem. So I want to talk about this a little bit and kind of how I got to come off of them. So I did have to work with my doctor a little bit, because with those medications you can come off too quickly and it not be safe for your body. So that's like a warning sign to me anyways. Like if you're on a medication that you have to wean off, I feel like, man, it's a sign that you do need to get off of it. But do it safely. If you're thinking about it, do it with the approval of your doctors. So how I got off of them was JT brought up birth control and the side effects of that. I had been on it for years. I don't know exactly how long, but I had been on it for a long time. And I know our dear friends Carrie and Jen, their daughter ended up getting a blood clot from birth control. And so that sparked me thinking, well, maybe I need to look in all of my medications. And so when I looked into the two that I was taking, it showed those major side effects of damage to your organs, your heart, your kidneys, and I'll just say that it's not worth it. It's not worth it for your health. It's not worth it for your family, and it's not your last option. So I personally thought it was my last option. I wasn't in a great place at that time in my head. And I wasn't thinking, to be honest. So, but then I found carnivore, and I don't think I would be here without it, not long term. But I did stay on them for a little bit into carnivore, like I said. But yeah, and then I started looking into the side effects of those, and I decided, I'm not willing to accept these side effects. I had to come off of them. I thought the side effects weren't right, and I worked with my doctor to come off of them. Those medications are by far my biggest regret, because, they do damage to your body. I feel like they truly do, and it's not worth it. It's not worth your health, and you don't need them. The doctors make it sound like you need them. That's the undertone, is that you can't lose weight without these medications, without these wonder drugs. And some of the drugs that are on the market, you don't know what the side effects are right now. You don't know what it's going to do to you long term, and that alone should be enough to deter you from them. And the reason I wanted to bring this up, because this week even, I saw several posts just about like Noom, Weight Watchers promoting these drugs along with the diet. And mind you, those programs don't really work. I've been on Weight Watchers, and I can tell you maybe it did work, but it also did some damage. because I think my metabolism was pretty messed up until I started carnivore. And anyways, those posts under them, you know, there's so many comments when you look at them, and there is like 3 that I noticed were more prevalent than other comments. So I want to go through those today. The very first one was a comment related to the fact that they can't eat. But they almost said it in like a prideful way. Like this was somehow a win. But, you know, your body is trying to tell you it's hungry or it's full. And to ignore your hunger signals, you know, that's not healthy. I've been there, and I've overate. And I've also underate when my body's telling me one thing or the other. And so I think just from a basic needs standpoint, it's just not healthy. The other comment that I saw was that people who are taking this are causing people with diabetes not to be able to have their medication, which I agree, you know, that is a major problem. There are actually people who need the medication, and, you know, I think, you know, people with diabetes too, carnivore is an option. So these problems are fixable. They're not something, you know, being overweight, it's not something that you have to live with. Being with diabetes is not something you have to live with. But do I think that we should be taking medication from people who need it? Absolutely not. So there is a time and a place for medication, because if those people don't have that medication, they can have other side effects from their condition or end up in the hospital because of their condition. So it's very important too. And the third comment I saw was people who are basically viewing it as a last option, saying they're this way, they have all these health problems, and their doctor and dietitian is pushing this. This video is more for those people, because if you're on the fence and you don't know what else to do, this video is for you. It's to have kind of a heart-to-heart of, you can take your control back. You can do carnivore or keto. Anything within that range will help you. Even going low carb helps you. Any steps in the right direction, and you're going to notice changes pretty quickly. Some people it takes longer, but some people not as long. I just don't want you to go on a medication that's going to have long-term side effects that may end up putting you in a worse spot than when you started. I think that's really the most important thing. And you know, we're getting sicker and sicker, and they're just trying to throw a blanket over the problems, and instead of getting to the root cause, which is our food. It's what we are eating. And again, I never acknowledged that before. And that's part of the problem. It's like with an addiction, you have to admit you have a problem first before you can solve it. And the other thing I want to address is, I feel like the whole undertone when I looked into weight loss medication is that, again, you can't lose weight on your own, and when you come off the medications, you're not going to be able to keep the weight off. I have on carnivore, but I don't know about other people. I feel like sometimes people, and this is not every person, people don't make the changes. They don't increase their exercise. They don't change how they're eating. They go back to their old patterns, and that's why you gain the weight back. But I just wanted to make this video because something needs to be said, even from a person who took them before. I'm owning up to that fact, that it wasn't a smart decision, and I'm trying to tell other people and educate them that this is another option. And not everybody knows about carnivore. So I want to throw that out there, because I've lost over 100 pounds. My blood sugar is normal. My blood pressure is normal. I'm healthier than I have been in over 10 years, and I feel great. And man, I used to be miserable and lethargic and depressed and anxious, and no one should live like that. And no one should feel uncomfortable in their own body. If you want to lose weight, you can do it. You just have to make those changes, and that's on you. That's not on anybody else. It's not on the doctors. It's not on the medications out there. That is on you. You have to make that decision to put in the work and make the changes. And I'm here for you. If you need support, message us, contact us. Don't feel like you have to go through it alone. I think that's where I want to end this video. So if you've made it this far, I really appreciate it and thank you. Please like, subscribe, share this, comment, and I just, again, really appreciate your support, and I hope this video finds some people. I hope this video finds some people that are in this position, that are maybe thinking about doing those medications, that it might change their mind. Thank you, and watch this next video.